I haven't decided yet, but I was just being dramatic, saying that you're closer to bringing, because I'm about to take all your makeup, you know?
Oh, you are so cruel. Like, you're not even, like... Okay, we're gonna get it together. We're gonna film. We're gonna film today. Today is the day.
If you don't film Gucci lipstick.
Ah! Like, I literally have that out on my, like, little tray. You know, the little tray where we used to eat? I have that out on my little tray. I've been using that, like, nonstop. Oh!
Oh, well, looks like you're gonna have to take a break.
It's too much. It's too much.
Unless you film.
Yeah.
And you know you gotta film today, right?
I know I have to film today. Bye. So rude.
I love you the most.
I love you too. You said it first. Bye.
Film.
I'm filming now. I caught you being evil to me on my camera.
Well, I hope that says something.
You're so rude. You're not the boss of me. Goodbye.
Bye. I love you most.
You said it first. Hi, my name is Yolanda and welcome back to my channel. Quick disclaimer, I will be discussing some like mental health things. Obliquely, I am not going to be going into any detail, but if, you know, just hearing trauma makes you want to run away, it's time to go then. And I'll probably be doing something a lot lighter and funner for my next video. Okay, I'm back. I did not quit YouTube, not like anybody asked, but let's say I did quit YouTube. I'm gonna pull a makeup struggles. I will make an announcement, put up a video saying deuces, and then delete my entire channel. I think I'll do that. And then, you know, like people will be like, I remember when, and I'd be like, do you got the screenshot? Nope. Oh, okay, it never happened. I've been through a lot. I dropped my daughter off at college. I'm doing a lot of research into unwanted life changes. Apparently this is one of them, even though I think we all want our children to succeed and to do well and to leave the nest eventually, and that was going to happen. But I also feel really, really lonely. I am the single parent of a single young adult. And I have been for the majority of her life. Actually, if you really want to be honest about it, I was for her entire life. But that's another story for another day. And it's a transition. And it's something new. I'm in my living room. This is where I live. This is how I live. And I think I'm going to title this video The Pile of Shame. Because I'm back. Because my daughter has my makeup. My daughter has my makeup. Now, how does this happen if she's not here? She FaceTimes me. Damn it, technology. She FaceTimes me. And then she will do an integrity check. She's like, is that makeup that I selected because you did not upload in the pile of shame? And yes, it is. So over there, we've got Midnight Sun, Pat McGrath. As she called it, the Purple Plain Jane, which is my Nihydrin palette. She has my Plain Jane, so she gets playing that all the time. I think I have some footage of us going through the palettes and that she absconded with. No, that were gifted to her. The, you know, joys for me is that she's found people, she's found her people, she's doing well. And she does something called beauty school with the uninitiated young ladies in her dorm. One of whom is a cheerleader who didn't know how to do makeup. So she's, you know, teaching her roomie, and that's how they're bonding. So I'm glad that makeup has a purpose. It's community building. I'm here for it. My Gucci mascara. Now I have a month. I'm saying 2 because I'm like, there's still product in here, but I'm becoming more and more conscious of getting rid of, especially liquid products when they expire, because this uninvited visitor who came in unmasked and put his feet up on my face. Yeah, fall is here. I'm so angry. It's been there for a week. All I want to do is pick at it, and I know that that's the worst possible thing that I can do. So, like, it's just there. It's angry. It's red. It hurts. It hurts. But we're going to leave it alone. About 5 seconds away from calling up the VA and being like, I need to see a dermatologist. Send me to specialty clinic. Let me tell you how my little offspring did me dirty. So I told you about all the other palettes. So I got the Sydney Grace, X Temptalia, the trio. I got all three of them. Are they similar? Yes. Do I care? Absolutely not. I love those things. Okay, I love the trio. I love opening them up. I love swatching them. I love putting them on my eyes. I think of them as my MCU palette. I don't know if Temptalia is that type of nerd. She is a nerd, and I love her for it. You can find the tone of every MCU hero or villain in those palettes. You can find every tone. So you can do the thing that I do, everyday cosplay, and be like, you know what? I want to be Wanda. And there is a pink and magenta in there, reminiscent of her costume. And you know what my offspring did to me to punish me for not uploading? She said take 2 of those palettes and put them in the pile of shame. Now, I don't have OCD, but there is a part of me that likes things to be complete. That is why I'm doing this video right now, because I can't look at it anymore. The 2 palettes without their sister. I love her, but she hurts me. So that's the makeup pile of shame. And then I realized that my whole entire existence is probably a pile of shame too. I'm not going to get into it, but maybe I'll insert some pictures because my dining room table is just filled with makeup. There's makeup that I need to organize, makeup that I need to send in little care packages to my niece and my daughter. There's skincare up there that I'm going to send to my mom and my niece. There's just my entire collection's up there. It's unorganized. Oh, there's unopened makeup up there. So I bought some things because I was stressed out in August. I still haven't done that haul. We'll get to it, or maybe we won't. But I have eyeshadows that I haven't played in yet. Single eyeshadows from Sydney Grace. I have Teresa's Dead palette. I have some extra stuff from Lethal because I've been eyeing them liners. I have things to play with, things to experiment with. Oh, I bought some Kiko Milano, $75. Everything was like 80% off on their site a couple of months back. So I bought some things for science. Then there's just like personal shame and trauma, and I realized that I haven't spent a ton of time dealing with my own issues because everything in my life seems to have always been an emergency, and we're talking about big emergencies. My divorce, the separation, the aftermath of all of leaving an abusive relationship. I haven't dealt with any of that in any substantive way, and it's starting to impact me. So the voice the voice is because I've done a lot of crying, and I'm irrational, but I am not one of those people who's like, I don't have feelings. I have feelings. I have a ton of feelings, and I'm actually super sensitive. I just don't have time for them, and I don't make my decisions based on them. And I realize that that's catching up with me. It is deleterious, to say the least. So I've done more crying in the last 60 days than I have, I think, in my entire life. And I've been through it, the ubiquitous it that we all go through. So I'm trying to work out how to deal with my various diagnoses and to be a better human being. How to live for myself. This is the first time in my life where I have lived by myself, alone. No roommate, no roommates. I've had, that situation as an adult. No family. I am really out here by myself, and I'm a fairly lonely person with people, and I've become a very, really, really lonely person without. So I'm learning how to take care of myself, and literally going, because I was exhausted from this trip. It was 3,000 miles there, it was 3,000 miles back. I do have vlog footage. A woman in Texas touched me. Anyway, unprovoked. She went in for the hug. It was awkward. Because I made this trip and I did it in breakneck time. Less than 2 weeks, 12 days, I think, to be precise. I traveled all the way across this country to drop her off and traveled all the way back. I have childhood trauma and neglect to go through. I have my marriage and divorce to go through. I made a list. I have some identity shame, and I'm wondering if this is the thing, but I'm black and I'm a woman, and we just get dunked on a regular basis by everyone, and I'm tired of it. So I want to work through some of my feelings, then and now, about being who I am, and really work on my self-esteem. I did not know, but I was clocked, and it makes sense that I actually have poor self-esteem. I just don't show it. So peep to the outside world. Clock me as being very confident, very self-assured, very calm in my, demeanor, and competence is what I work towards. It's like, if I'm saying something, is it the right thing? And does it have an impact as far as how I communicate with other people? And what I have done in my mental health journey, because I suffer from PTSD and major depression, but I'm also thinking that when I roll out of my depressive stages, I might actually suffer from dysthymia. Thank you so much, Lacey, from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, for bringing dysthymia to my consciousness. I had no idea, but I'm pretty sure that I suffer from that. And then I roll into a major depression, and then I roll out of it, but I'm always a little underwater, if you think of it as a wave metaphor, as far as my mood is concerned. I'm going to be investigating those things and working on them. I'm not into astrology that much, but there's an article that caught my eye because it's my mom's birthday, and they gave 4 bits of advice there, and I actually took them. So I did a digital detox. I realized that when I don't feel so great about myself, that sometimes that can come out hard on what I see out there in the world. The world is messy, and I'm angry, and I want to solve problems that are way, 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 way above my pay grade. And I spend too much time working on these things internally. So stopped streaming things, stopped watching YouTube. I didn't open up Instagram. Facebook went down. My mom called me in a panic, and I was like, I haven't been on Facebook in years. I haven't been active on Facebook. I still have a profile, but I think that's about to go too. I did that for 60 days. I also coincides with an unintentional no buy, but I didn't buy anything. When you write that check, that first check for the first semester, and all them zeros, it hurt. I had been saving my little pennies. I've been doing the fiscally responsible thing. That money was there, and now it's not. And it hurt me. So I was like, I'm not buying anything, okay? This balance is not as sexy as it used to be. I'm not buying anything. And I didn't. For 60 days, did not buy a single thing. Nothing. I bought food. That's what I bought. And I got rid of a ton of stuff. Am I ever going to be a minimalist? No. but I do need to downsize. I went from a 5-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment, and I need to downsize for hopefully either, and I don't know where I'm going to move yet. I don't know if I'm going to get myself a small house, not a tiny house, but like a small, like less than 2,000 square feet house for myself, or a really large studio. I don't know. Like, I'm excited. I don't have to leave until March. Digital detox kept me from buying things because I didn't know. But there's the Ness Myrick's palette coming out. It's mine. It's mine. I'm getting that palette. To take it nice and slow, and basically, in order to, I know myself. I was feeling big feelings, and I can get swallowed by big feelings and end up not communicating with the outside world at all for months at a time. I didn't want that to happen. I know myself. I can take my temperature. I knew I was headed towards trouble when I came home, and I couldn't stop crying. And really, I've been struggling to film a version of this for the last 6 weeks. And I would stare at the camera, and I would start sobbing. And then I would turn the camera off, and I would continue to sob. And then I'd wake up sobbing. So I know what that looks like, and I didn't want to stay in that space. And I hate that I even think about this, because I'm like, I separate, sadness. There's my earned sadness. I've earned the right to feel what I'm feeling. And if I feel sad and I don't know what that sadness is attached to, that's unearned, and therefore extraneous sadness. And I can't let myself get into the trap of saying I haven't earned my sadness. It is part, my depression is part of me, and in absence of a cure, but I'm out there searching. In absence of a cure, I really need to change my thinking on that. So I've been really, really slowing down on my workload. I'm a freelancer. I've been a freelancer for 10 years. I've been living under Panini restrictions for the last 10 years and didn't even know it. So I'm kind of a pro at this, but the things that I did to maintain my health have kind of slid. So I have been making it a point to do the very basic things and slowly, getting back into shape. Exercising. I need to exercise. It's not even a weight thing. It really is it helps my mental and spiritual well-being to move my body. So I've been making it a point to every day for at least 20 minutes do one of 3 things: my yoga, run and walk, or my calisthenics. Like, I do a version of a 7-minute workout that I can do 3 sets of, which gives me my 20 minutes. But, and sometimes, if I feel really good, I will do 2 of the 3 things. And I had a couple of days where I did all 3 things. And so it was like an hour and a half of working out intensely. It just made me feel really good and accomplished. Working on a plan for life and this channel, but doing it slowly and doing it in bits and pieces and really doing the planning. Infuse your life with beauty. I was on the snide and my skin revolted. So, I'd done such a good job of taking care of this lovely canvas for years now and refining my routine, and then just stopped it, and I was fine for the first 3 weeks, and then a week ago my face exploded. So I've brought her back. I've gotten back to my routine. I did not buy anything. I just really went back to what works with me. And then the last bit of instruction for Libra season is to choose love. And I have actively been repairing relationships. Things got estranged with my sister. We're just in different places in our life. She got 2 young kids. She's 2 years younger than me. I'm like, you're gonna be raising kids until you're 60. So we have a standing date to talk at once a week because she's extremely busy. She's on that grind. She works upwards of 60 hours a week, probably closer to 80, and sometimes I know she does 100. She's a very successful person. She also has 2 young kids and her wife, and we've kind of moved apart as I've become way more flaky. And on my own program, I realized that I'm not particularly ambitious. I make enough Republic credits to save a little bit, pay for tuition, pay my bills, and then have a little bit of fun. I think I'm adopting some version of laying flat where I just do enough to get by, and really spend quality time doing the things that I love. Like, I like doing this. It's hard, it's awkward, it takes a lot of nerve for someone of my disposition to come out here talking about anything, and it's hard for me to look at myself. But I enjoy the end product. I enjoy the community. I enjoy the relationships that I've gotten out of having a channel. So I enjoy this. I also realized that there are certain types of work that I was doing in freelance that were driving me insane. There's some people who are suited for minutia. I'm not one of them. Knowing this about myself, I've started shying off of projects that involve like all of the detail, all of the administrative work. It's just not the way my brain works, and it hurts me. In filling in for that, I've gotten back to 2 things that I love: reading and writing. I have put myself on a schedule as far as I can't just turn on Netflix and zone out. Not on my weekends, and definitely not during the week. I want to become a more disciplined person when it comes to how I spend my time. So that being said, I will be back with another video. There will be, I don't know, like, I realized that like I want to start planning things. And no, I'm not leaving the beauty community, okay? 1, I love you bitches. And then 2, I own, and I'm looking over at pile of shame, too much makeup not to talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But I wanted to widen the lens a little into the things that I'm really into. So you might find some booktube stuff on here. I own a ton of DVDs, and that's another one of my pile of shame things that I want to talk about. But I actually have a really good collection. I'm like really proud of myself. But there's some things that I want to weed out so that it is truly my collection and not a combination of me and my raggedy ass ex-husbands. I'm like looking at them right now. I'm like, yeah, we can get them all on the shelves that I bought for them, and do that. There will be some organizational things here and some lifestyle things here. Pop culture. I still have some commentary to do about some of the booty ghouls out there, or some internet, trolly people. There will be a lot of that. I want to talk about personality and psychology, because I might be going back to school. I said that out loud. I'm probably going to end up going back to school and finding a second career, working in mental health somewhere. So, with that being said, I will be back, and I hope that everybody is enjoying their day.